We all know how to buy mom a gift and a card to celebrate Mother's Day, but what do we do when we lose our mom and face Mother's Day without the one who gave us life? Joining us now with tips to help make this day a little easier is Dr. Rob Robinson. He's the Clinical Director of Family Care Counseling Associates in Wilbraham. Dr. Robinson, nice to have you here.
Great to be back.
This can especially be difficult this Sunday if it's your first Mother's Day without your mom.
Yeah, I mean, the year or two after you first lose your mom, it can be really tough. I mean, the first year you're experiencing, family gatherings and Mother's Days and birthdays and holidays without your mom. It can be really, really tough on people.
And
so, yeah.
It seems too, around any holiday, you're always reminded of it because it's everywhere in the media, gifts to give and cards to give and thinking about it and talking about it, so you can't escape the conversation.
Right. And and I think that's where, in working with families, that's where rituals and symbols become very helpful in the healing and connecting process, in trying to work through some of the sadness with losing your mother. And ideas of rituals are just things that we kind of did with our mothers, or we shared experiences that can be replicated now, even in the absence of that parent. An example might be, you may have baked some great food with your mother or made dinners with your mom, and being able to kind of replicate those meals and then sharing them with your own children or your friends. You not only have the ritual of repeating something that reminds you of your mother, but also you have the food as a symbol of that relationship as well.
That is so special. And then your children will grow up with the memory of having that, with you making it for them.
That's right.
So it continues that ritual, like you said, and it can be very healing and comforting to
Absolutely.
do.
Another example of ritual and symbols, oftentimes people will plant trees and go out in their yard and plant a tree that then becomes a symbol of their mom, or even creating gardens, being able to plant flowers or perennials that come up each year, and that garden can be added to every year. So the ritual of doing that with your own children or someone, that becomes a living symbol of your mom's presence in your life, can serve as a great healing ritual for
And there's so
loss.
many parallels too. I mean, your mother cared for you and nourished you and took care of you, and so you can do that with whether it be a tree or a plant in memory of her.
Absolutely.
And care for it the way that your mom cared for you, and
That's
so it can
right.
be very special.
Yeah, and like I said, for over the years that can be added to, so this becomes like a living tribute or memorial to your mother, and can be just a great way to share your mother's spirit in her absence. And then the last one that I think is really kind of a life-changing thing for many people is that in the absence of your mother, there might have been another woman in your life who took on mother-like characteristics and meant a whole lot to you in many special ways, that took you under your wing and was able to nurture you and provide care to you. And it might be that over the course of your busy life you never had a chance to really thank that person for the meaning that they've had in your life. And one of the rituals that can really help with that is a gratitude letter and visit. And in positive psychology, we talk about that as a powerful tool of gratitude and connection. And this is really, sitting back and thinking in what way someone impacted your life, meaningful ways, special ways, specific ways, of a person that may have, really impacted you in some significant way, and then writing a letter thanking them specifically for what they did, and then asking to meet with them, not telling them why, but asking to meet, bringing the letter with you, and then reading the letter in their presence. And it's probably a good idea to bring a box of tissue, because it's usually very moving when that happens, but very connective, and a great way to be able to thank someone who played a mother-like role in your life.
That's such a wonderful idea. And then instead of feeling empty on that day and feeling that loss, you're feeling full because you brought that joy into someone else's life.
Exactly. I mean, gratitude is a transcendent experience. It really helps you look on the other side of things that might make you feel sad. And when you have gratitude, it really changes your whole outlook and your perspective.
It really does. And it's so nice to talk to you about this. We all have moms, and whether they're living or they're not here with us anymore, we can still honor them and, of course, remember them on this Mother's Day. And I want to ask you about your mom.
Yes.
Tell us about your mom and what she's taught you.
My mother's name is Jean. She's affectionately known as Nani to the grandchildren. And I think probably the single most important thing she taught me was kindness. My mother is forever doing things for people, going out of the way to do kind things, and it's unbelievable the kindness that she shares with other human beings.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, happy Mother's Day, Jean, to your mom, or
Yeah,
Nani,
thank you.
as I should say, and it's
In
wonderful to
Buffalo,
have you
New
here.
York, maybe she can access this
Maybe
some way.
she can. In Buffalo, New York, happy
That's right.
Mother's Day. Thanks so much, Dr.
Thank
Robinson.
you.
Nice to have you here.
Great.
And we have more Mass Appeal coming up right after this.